Hey Jordan. Hey mate, it's Aussie Villain. Your manager. Yeah. No, I won't get my rave on, mate. Look, I just wanted to discuss last game. Yeah, I mean, I'm worried about you, mate. You're out fighting in the streets. You're probably concussed. You don't know who you're passing the ball to. You've let me down. You've let your teammates down. You've let Everton and its fans down. Now listen, man, I'm not going to get my fucking rave on. You're a disgrace. You're a disgrace and you'll never play for me again. Unbelievable. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome to episode 42 of The First Star with Everton, our bid to win the Champions League with the club for the first time. And today it's all about getting into next year's Champions League, as we're about to play Manchester United, who are 5th, at home at Goodison, and then we play Newcastle, who are lower mid-table, 13th. Though I think they did just win, so they bumped themselves up a few spots in the league just this very day. Last episode, let's not talk about it. Heroic defeat to Jordan Pickford. I hope we're all over it. Jordan Pickford will never play for this club again while I'm manager. Simple. That's just where we're at. I cannot stand him, and yeah, he is done as far as I'm concerned. Now, this is the league table as it stands. You can see. Looks like we do have a nice gap over Manchester United, 11 points. They have 2 games in hand, so if they were to win this, potentially there's a 9-point swing there. 11 points doesn't look so good. It's unlikely that they would go on and win every game, especially that we're coming into the end of the season. We're like mid-April at this point, so they're going to have to play a lot of games in a row here. So if we can even avoid defeat against them today, then I would imagine that we will be home and host for that 4th spot, and maybe even give Manchester United a run for 3rd. This is the team that we are sending out. It's Razkovic in goal. It's Digne, Holgate, Luis Felipe and Kenny as a back 4. Stark goes in the anchor man role. We're going to try Davies and Canente as a midfield duo. It's very attacking, but it just might work. You never know. Richarlison and Bernard, the wingers, with Selke, the striker. Because we do have some injuries, just as a refresher. Tar is still out. Morrow's been out for most of the year. Sanderberg and Rafinha are all out as well. So, limited options. But I think this is a decent team. Once a Mourinho team, always a Mourinho team. They're actually still a Mourinho team, but they're looking very, very defensive. But we know every time we have a poor record against them. Hazard, Pogba, Lewis Cook and Correa is not a bad midfield duo. Rashford up top. They have pace. So we'll just see what we can do here. We are kind of setting up a little bit more defensively, perhaps. Just kind of let them play their thing. And of course, we don't have to win here. They do need to win. So what do we say? They give the fans their money's worth. We've been on a good run lately. I think we have been on a good run lately. That Paris game is just... It's still heartbreaking, isn't it? So let's see what we can put on a show at Goodison. We have been, especially in the Champions League, just ridiculously good at home. So hopefully that'll continue here. And like I say, even if we just draw, keep that gap at 11 points, even though they have games in hand. But they're a cautious, direct team. We are playing... I'll show you after this highlight how we're playing. Actually, I'll just show you now. We're just looking to be very compact. Not let them knock it over the top of us, but sort of let their back 4 play with it if they want to. Oh, not sure. Oh, there's a bit of a mess up there. Richarlison! Oh, it's headed away. That was a chance. Canente with the ball now. Oh, that's not a good pass. Come on, boys. A little bit of patience here. A little bit of patience, please. Yeah, I mean, the thing with the way that they're playing is that they want to counter-attack us. He goes, Hazard! Oh, it's a good ball in, and that is a horrible, horrible start. We're checking something. I don't know what we're checking, to be honest. I didn't see anything wrong with that. Unless it's an offside flag. He just checked back. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know where to start on that one. We didn't do that much wrong, did we? All right, come on, boys. Let's get this goal back here. Kenny in for Stark for Davies. In for Canente. We've got a lot of space in here. If we can just get someone into that space there, please. Davies out for Digne. This is okay. Patience. Look at the space in this gap here. We need to play number 10 almost, don't we? Canente rolls it in for Richarlison. Can he square it back? He can! Selke's put it over the bar. That was a chance. It was a big chance to get back on level terms. Look at this. We have all the ball. I hate playing teams that counter-attack like this because the match stats just look so promising, and then it's just one stinging counter-attack and you find yourselves, like we do, behind on the scoreboard. Now Stark in for Davies. Look at Bernard here. He goes out for Digne. Digne, can he get a cross in? Back post. It's there! Richarlison! 1-1! That's more like it. 10 minutes in. Digne with a good cross into the back post. And Richarlison is there to just King at home. What a goal that is. Nice ball out there from Tom Davies. Digne getting forward. Goalkeeper, not a chance. I'm not really sure what the goalkeeper's doing there, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, didn't really need to do that, did he? It's a bit of a Pickford moment, shall we say. That's not a good ball from Bernard. We need to show a little bit more patience than that, please, mate. Here they go again with their midfield quartet. Ball comes in. Ramos is there to hack it clear, but it's still, the danger is there. Pogba. It's just not our season for goalkeeping, is it? We'll see it from behind the goal. It was a long way out. Oh, I don't... Let's have a look here. Has he got much bend on it? Oh, it's a good strike. Should it be finding the back of the net? I'm not convinced, I'll be honest. But once again, we find ourselves behind. Come on, boys. Let's demand more here. I am still I'm a broken man after that quarter-final defeat. I don't know what to do with goalkeeping. Rajkovic is decent, but I feel like I need the off-season. We just need to limp across the line, get into the Champions League next year, and just reassess goalkeeping. I don't know whether we need to get rid of the coaches. I was thinking of doing just a goalkeeping general clear-out. Coaches, actual goalkeepers, just get rid of everything. Start again. Because it's not just that one game. We've had... Pickford's been an issue all year with his broken promises, despite me offering him a contract he rejected, and then offering him a new contract which he accepted. Rajkovic has usually played well, but you just get the feeling he's just not as good. Bernard, that's a cracking ball from Bernard. That is a goal of the season contender. What interplay. Davy Selke gets his 18th of the year, and Bernard with an absolute peach of a pass. That was really, really, really good. We may not be able to goalkeep very well, but we can certainly attack, can't we? Look at this. Holgate in for Bernard. Look at that. Look at that. That is an absolute sumptuous is the word that comes to mind. That is how you score a goal. None of this long-range crap that Manchester United is pulling on us. Alright, it's back to 2-2. If we can defend better, there's a result here for us, isn't there? Rajkovic goes out for Kenny, I'm assuming. Yes, Kenny's in a lot of space out there, isn't he? In for Carlson. What's he going to do? Cuts in field as he tends to do. Tom Davies over. That's a nice little ball for Digne. What can Digne dig out here? Selke, it's headed away. It's there for Stark. Look at your wingers. Look at your wingers. Look at your wingers. Ignore your wingers. Ignore your wingers. Okay. Are we exploiting the flanks? I'm not sure if we are. Maybe we should be. That's a cracking ball. There we go. That's more like it. Kenny in for Carlson. Plays it across for Davies! Oh, we're looking good now. We are looking good. We just took a little bit of time to warm into the game, didn't we? Getting rid of those Paris cobwebs. And that now is 3-2 to Everton. And again, a really, really good goal. Good ball out from Tom Davies. Followed it into the box. Richarlison, look at how much space he had. Look, that's criminal defending for Manchester United. So much space on the edge of the area. And Davies, he doesn't need a second invitation to score those, does he? That is amazing. Let's go get 4, boys. Let's go get 4. It's headed straight at the goalkeeper, unfortunately, that one. Now, is that the highlight, or are we going to have to continue here? Will we win that? Oh, Digne, what's he doing? What is he doing? What are we doing defensively this game? Unbelievable. This is a really, really frustrating... I can't deal with this so soon on the back of that Paris. It's a long ball. It's a... What? I mean, why is Digne at centre-back? Because we've just had a corner. That's why. But you've got to do better than that. Come on. Yeah, 6.1. He knows he's messed that up. That's been a weird half of football, hasn't it? An absolute goal fest. Is it done now? It might not even be done yet. If we go in 4-3 behind at half-time, I will not be a very happy manager. I mean, how do you even approach this? We've looked so good going forward, yet just so horrible at the back. It's another ball into the box, and I tell you what, we've got away with that one there. It's going to be one of those where I scream at the defence, and like, what the F are you doing? And the attacker's just like, well done, boys. More of the same, please. Manchester City is winning. So what do we say? Do we go for revenge, perhaps? We'll go for revenge. I'm going to aggressively tell the defense that you are absolutely shocking. I've stressed some of them out. That's not really what, what I wanted to do there. So the goalkeeper is without confidence now. Fantastic. We have a stressed out looking Luis Felipe. What could possibly go wrong here? Yeah. Well, let's see. It's probably be 0-0 this half now, won't it? Come on, boys. Let's give it a get creative. I think it's harsh, Digne, with a 6. I mean, yes, it was a massive stuff up for that goal, but he's looked quite good out there on the left otherwise. Now, are we exploiting the flanks? We are exploiting the flanks. What can we do at half in terms of subs here? Here's a corner. Canente knocks it in, back post. It's headed towards goal, and it's in. Is it offside? I don't think it is. It's a goal for Nicholas Stark. Rob powers it in. Holgate with the header at the back post, back in towards the crowd, and Stark is there to tap it home, more or less. I always worry offside for these ones, but he was fine. It almost looked like it came off the Manchester United defender there, didn't it? Let's give it a concentrate, perhaps. We have had a bit of a habit of throwing away these leads when we get them. I don't want to take Dick. We have Robertson on the bench. I don't want to take him off because he's a good player, and I don't think he's played badly. It's just that one mistake. Let's give it a tighten up here. The lack of highlights I'm enjoying as one begins. Is Bernard. What can he do? He was on a bit of a run. Can he pick a pass? He can't, but we should pick that up with Canente. Canente in for Richarlison. Square it, mate. Square it. Oh, he did try to square it. Canente's gone down with an injury. That's not great. Tom Davies. Oh, Soke. Yes, he scored it again. He has. He has. We've just beaten the offside trap yet again. I'm a little concerned about Canente here. We do have Danny Drinkwater on the bench, so there are options there available to us. We'll give it a concentrate here. I don't want to... He's just gone down. I don't want to let them even have a chance of getting back into this game. Oh, the goalkeeping again. The goalkeeping this game, certainly for Manchester, maybe hasn't been that bad. I'm just, as I said, it's still not quite over what happened in that last game. So we'll bring Danny Drinkwater on. We can play him as a deep-lying playmaker now on support. That works just fine. Nick Stark is looking tired. We do have Stuart Taylor on the bench. We can bring him on, fresh legs in there. I have been training him as a ball-winning midfielder, so we might need to stick him in that role. Have faith in him to get out there. And at 5-3 now, you would hope that we've got this wrapped up. We'll throw a little bit of praise out because I think they've deserved that. 5 minutes to go. And, well, it's been a goal fest. It's been a roller coaster ride. But we have indeed beaten Manchester United. We've scored another hatful of goals at Goodison. It's the best season ticket to have right now, isn't it? 4 goals against Paris, 5 goals against Real Madrid, 5 goals against Manchester United. Not too bad. And that is now essentially Champions League football booked up for next year. I feel a little bit better about myself. But I don't think I'll ever fully get over that Paris game. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch last episode. So there we go, a thrilling encounter. As I said, that is essentially Champions League football locked up. That's the end of the year for Canente. That's unfortunate. We're getting a lot of these weird injuries towards the end of the year. Injured innocuously. Not like muscle tears where we're overplaying players. Just like weird injuries you can't do that much about. Davy Selke, class as always, mate. And guys, we'll be back for Newcastle, so don't go anywhere. Okay, welcome back. It is time for Newcastle at Goodison Park. Now, since we've left you, Manchester United have played a couple of games. They've lost to they beat Manchester City. Who'd they lose to? They lost to Burnley. Anyway, they can't catch us now. Spurs can't catch us. We haven't had Champions League football confirmed. Now, this always makes me nervous because Manchester United is still in the Europa League. They're playing Manchester City in the semi-final, so hopefully City will win that, and then that just solves the problem. But I'm 99% sure that even if Manchester United were to win that, the fourth place team would still be in there, unless maybe the Champions League winner is not. Just let's have a look at this. I have a feeling Chelsea might still be in the Champions League because I think if English teams were to win both European cups, then I don't think that fourth place. Yeah, so they're still in it. So that's the problem there, isn't it? You'd fancy both Paris and Liverpool to beat them, but they're probably going to make the final. So We don't want to count chickens just yet. I think we want to try and overtake Manchester City here if we can. And we're only 2 points back, and the goal difference is not the worst. Anyway, just something, so we can't quite fully relax and think we've got our work done here. So this is the team we're sending out. You'll notice a change in formation. We're expecting Newcastle to play 4-4-2. So I like to make sure that we have the extra man available in defence if we need to. So it's Rajkovic. Actually, we want to... how do I want to do this? I think I do want him back in there, don't I? Just play the hold music while I fix this. Ball playing on the cover. Okay, so it's Rajkovic in goal. It's Digne, Stark, Holgate, Felipe, and Kenny. Let's push these guys forward as I can just completely change everything. And you know what we're going to do, just to mess everything up completely? We're going to play Coleman instead of Kenny. Should really be more organised here, shouldn't I? Drinkwater as the deep line playmaker. Davies, we're going to try him as a Mazzella with a number 10 in front of him. That way he should drift out and maybe he'll have a bit more space. So a little bit of experimentation there. Vlasic comes in to play in behind Davy Selke and Dominic Calvert-Lewin up top. I would have started Terry Cook, just a bit of a knock, so I don't want to risk that. So they are playing 4-4-2. The scouts did a good job there. Now what we want to make sure we do here is we just want to make sure that we go out there and win. We have been playing really, really well at home. What do we say? You've been on a good run lately. It's been working okay, hasn't it? Some calm, we have faith. And let's just hope we can keep scoring some goals here. We just hopefully defend a little bit better and score some goals. That's football, isn't it? All right. See what we can do. Newcastle, they're mid-table. They have nothing to play for here. It's one of those games where you'd be disappointed if you didn't win. But equally, having nothing to play for can help. Especially for teams that have been down in the relegation zone-ish. Sometimes it's just a relief, isn't it? And that's a bit of a heavy pass there, but I think we're going to clean that up okay. In your own time there, Stark. Plenty of time. I remember when Villa was still in the Premier League and they were sort of struggling down there. And once you're safe, you can feel the whole club just feels a lot better. Here goes Davy Selke! He's looking good at the end of the year. It's a shame we couldn't have progressed in Europe because I think we're hitting the form at the right time. 20 goals this year now for Davy Selke. I've been working on a Davy Selke song. Whoa, when Davy Selke scores a goal, it's for the Toffees. He's a German Toffee, and we all love him. And the song kind of fades out from here. And there we go, Davy Selke, 1-0 to Everton, and that is what we like to see. Come on, boys. Let's go get a second here. Apologies for the singing. I know that's probably painful for everybody, but I had that song. That song came into my. I always come up with songs for the players while I'm playing in between because I'm just weird like that. And that one came into my head the other day. I meant to sing it when he scored in the first game, but I wasn't thinking it was only. Is it a penalty? I think it was probably outside the box. Oh, it is a penalty. Excellent stuff. It should be Vlasic. He's the penalty taker. Well, usually the penalty taker. I don't assign penalty takers, but he's the guy that usually steps up. Vlasic sends the keeper the wrong way. 2-0 after 11 minutes, and now. Well, you'd be really angry if we lost him here, or I would be really angry if we lost him here. But we've seen us defend lately, and there's nothing I wouldn't put past us. Excellent penalties in the top corner as well. Even if the keeper had gone the right way, I don't know that he would have been getting to that one. So 2-0 up, 10 minutes, well, a bit more than that, 15 minutes gone now. I've only had 2 shots on goal, so it hasn't been that comfortable. But the only stat that matters is the scoreboard, as they say. Now let's not let them back into this game here. Cross comes in. Matt Ritchie has a nasty habit of scoring wonder goals against us. Was it the Carabao? It was the Carabao Cup this year, wasn't it? It was the semi-final, wasn't it? Over 2 legs, and it was it 4-3? I think the second leg was. So Newcastle's given us games before, so we don't want to, as I said, count chickens just yet. But yeah, I mean, 2-0 is a decent margin, isn't it? Now, of course, next episode, which will be on Thursday, we're going to wrap up this season. So let me know in the comments who you think our player of the year has been this year. If anybody says Pickford, I will really, really, really. I don't know if I can desubscribe you from the channel, but I'll certainly look into it. I won't. I'm kidding. But yeah, who's our player of the year been? I'd almost say Rafinha, to be honest. What do we say here? Do I say I'm I always want to say I'm not happy, but we won't. We'll say that don't let your performance levels drop. I'd say Rafinha's probably been the most consistent player through the year. I mean, Selke's got 20 goals, so he'd have to be up there. Calvert-Lewin, just for his 4 goals against Real Madrid, would have to be in with a mention, wouldn't he? Felipe Luis has been Luis Felipe, I should say, has been relatively solid at the back most of the year. Who else? I don't know. Let me know who you think has been our best players this year. Bernard is always, but Bernard was quiet for the sort of first half of the year. He just starts playing after Christmas. Yeah, who else has been? I'd say it's one of those guys. I'd say it's out of Selke, or Rafinha. If I had to choose, but luckily the fans do that. I don't have to choose. But yeah, so we'll wrap it all up on Thursday. There'll be our end of season awards, which are always fun. Have a big ceremony for that, and of course goal of the season as well. And I think we may have seen a couple of honourable mentions at least in that last game, because it was the first Davy Selke game, wasn't it, where Bernard played that through ball. That was a good. Oh, for love of God, can we just get a keeper that can just do the basics correctly, please, Rajkovic? Comes in and it's not okay. The sub thing caught me out there. I thought that had gone in the back of the net. All right, let's give him some praise. Vlasic just picked up a knock. That's fine. We can take him off. We have Foden's probably the better option on the bench there. I don't know if I should try and sign Foden for next year. I think we have good options in Gomez and Vlasic, and I do wonder a little bit if we just kind of are forcing. We're forcing what's his face, Foden into the team sometimes. Oh, I don't know what I did there. That wasn't what I wanted to do. We do want to bring Stuart Taylor on. We probably want to play him as a defender though. We'll play him on the cover because he's not very good in the air. So that makes more sense to me. And let's bring Terry Cook on. He should be able to handle a couple of minutes at the end here. Calvert-Lewin's he literally got all his goals out in that one episode. He hasn't scored since, I don't think. Foden chips one in for Selke. Oh, he's absolutely on fire now. He's unplayable. He has his own song and he's just scoring for fun. Foden with the assist, but that wasn't about the balling, was it? That was just about an absolute beast of a man. The German toffee just powering in a header there. That was unstoppable. 3-0. That is now job done. And with a bit of luck, Manchester City will drop points and we will find ourselves up into third spot. We have the early kickoff on the Saturday, so we won't know. We won't know at the end of this game exactly how that's gone. Let's keep a clean sheet here, boys, if we can. Oh, Rajkovic. He got a hand to it. Should he have done better? Well, we're about to see, aren't we? We will be doing some defensive work, I think, in training. It doesn't really matter at this point, as I said. It might be animation. I think he should have got to that, though. I think the main thing I want to do this summer, I do want to get Pickford out because he's not happy with me. He says I've broken promises. He's not going to re-sign another contract now anyway. At some point, we're going to need to cash in on him. He might come good, but to be honest, I feel like he cheated on me last episode, and I just don't think I can come back from it. So we're going to have to get rid of him, and then we'll try and get somebody in over the summer that is... Well, what do we want to say here? Just well done. I want to get a world-class keeper in. Vlasic is only out for a couple of days, so that's fine. Superior finishing provides the cutting edge. That's all good. Excellent stuff there. Dean Smith, looking at Holgate, Drinkwater, Davies, tell you what, Dino, do not look at Calvert-Lewin. Nothing to see there. And yeah, but that is it for this episode, guys. There will be a goals of the month to come. A quick glance at the league table, and we can see ahead of Manchester City's game. We're ahead of them. I'm not quite sure who they're playing, but third place could be important on the off chance that both Chelsea and Manchester United win the Champions League and the Europa League. We will be back, as I said, on... I get my days mixed up now. We'll be back on Thursday. We'll play Brighton at home to round out the season. We'll skip over the Spurs game because essentially it's done. We're going to finish in the top 4. It's just a matter. It's elsewhere now, isn't it? as to whether or not fourth is good enough. So we'll be back on Thursday to finish off the season with Brighton, and then we'll have a look, as I said, the end of season awards, goal of the season, all that fun stuff at the end of the year. But until then, guys, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and here are our goals of the month for April. Take care.